$4. That's it. That's the whole premise. Not $400 a month. Not a side hustle. Not a business plan or a budget overhaul or a financial awakening. $4. The cost of a medium coffee at a chain you don't even particularly like. The cost of a bag of chips from a gas station on a Tuesday when you weren't hungry but you were bored and it was there. The cost of a mobile game upgrade you used twice. $4 a day, $28 a week, $120 a month, $1,460 a year. You have been spending it, every day, on nothing in particular, on the small frictionless purchases that don't register as decisions because they're too small to feel like decisions. The coffee, the snack, the download, the vending machine at 3 p.m. because the afternoon is long and something needs to happen. You don't think about it. That's the point. The $4 disappears because you never made a decision about it. The absence of a decision is its own decision, and it has been compounding in the wrong direction for longer than you've been paying attention. This is not about the coffee. The coffee is fine. This is about what $4 a day becomes when you redirect it, not to savings, not to a jar on the counter, but into the market, into an index fund, into something that compounds. This is about what happens when the smallest possible decision gets made every day for a very long time. Day 1, you download a brokerage app. Not because you have a plan, because you read something that made you curious, and curiosity is the only requirement for the first step. You fund it with $4. The balance is $4. It looks almost embarrassing on the screen, a fractional share of a total market ETF, less than nothing by any conventional measure of investing. You set up a daily automatic transfer, $4, every morning, before the coffee, before the gas station, before the vending machine at 3 p.m. decides for you. You close the app. You go about your day. The $4 is gone before you feel it leave. That is exactly right. That is the only way this works. Month 1, $120 invested. Your coworker sees the app on your phone at lunch. He asks what it is. You tell him you're investing $4 a day. He laughs, not meanly, just the laugh of someone who has done the math in their head and arrived at a number that doesn't impress them. He says his cousin made $40,000 on a crypto trade last year. You nod. You say nothing. You put your phone away. You do not tell him that you're not trying to make $40,000 on a trade. You're not trying to time anything or pick anything or beat anything. You are trying to make one decision every day that your future self will have access to. You are not playing the same game he is describing. You are just redirecting $4 before the day can spend it for you. The balance at the end of month 1 is $122. The $2 extra is a dividend reinvestment. You didn't do anything to earn it. The shares paid you while you were at work. Not much, just enough to notice, just enough to understand for the first time that money can move in your direction without your labor attached to it. Month 6, $740 invested. You have not missed the $4. This is the fact that surprises you most. You expected friction. You expected to feel the absence of the small purchases. You don't. The coffee still happens sometimes. The gas station still happens. But the automatic transfer happens first, and what remains gets spent, and the $4 is already elsewhere before the day has a chance to absorb it. The balance is $761. The $21 difference is market movement and dividends. You have made $21 without working, not from a trade, not from a tip, from owning a small piece of the market and letting it do what it does over time. You increase the transfer to $5 a day, not because you planned to, because you found $1 more per day that was also going nowhere. And the mechanism was already built, and adding to a running system costs nothing except the decision to do it. Year 1, $1,460 invested. The balance is $1,543. The $83 difference is the market working on your behalf for 12 months. $83 you did not earn. $83 that exist because you made one small decision on day 1 and then automated it and then largely forgot about it. You think about what $83 represents. It is 21 days of $4 investments. It is 3 weeks of the daily decision, generated by the previous 52 weeks of the daily decision. The machine is beginning to feed itself. Not significantly, not yet, but the mechanism is visible. The direction is clear. Your coworker, the one who laughed at lunch, spent $1,460 on nothing in particular over the same 12 months. Not on one thing, on the accumulation of small frictionless purchases that didn't register as decisions: the coffee, the snack, the download, the vending machine. His balance in an investment account, $0. Yours, $1,543. The distance between you is not talent or income or luck. It is one decision made daily and automated before the day could spend it. _7 say, the size of the decision doesn't determine the size of the outcome. The duration does. You are not investing $4 a day because $4 is a meaningful amount of money. You are investing $4 a day because the habit of investing is more valuable than any single investment. The account teaches you to think like an investor, to check the balance not with anxiety, but with the particular calm of someone who knows that the direction is right, even when the number fluctuates. To understand that a down day is not a loss. It is a discount. You are buying more of the same thing for less money. You buy more. You don't panic. You have learned this not from a book, but from watching your own $4 move through a market correction and come out the other side larger than it went in. This is the education that $4 a day buys, not just the money, the framework. Year 3. $4,380 contributed. Balance $5,012. You have crossed $5,000. The $632 difference between what you put in and what the balance shows is the market's contribution to your account. $632, generated by $4 a day, held for 3 years without interruption. The compounding is still small, but it is no longer invisible. It is a real number. It is the beginning of a number that will become something. You increase the daily transfer again. $6 a day now. The increase costs you the equivalent of one extra small purchase foregone per day. You don't feel it. The system absorbs the change the same way it absorbed the original $4, silently, automatically before the day can redirect it. You also open a Roth IRA. The $4 a day habit has taught you one thing above everything else. Automation is the only financial strategy that actually works for the person you are, in the life you actually live, with the discipline you actually have. Not the discipline you wish you had, not the discipline you plan to build, the discipline that exists right now, which is you will do what is automated and you will spend what is not. Full stop. The Roth IRA gets $100 a month automated. You don't see it leave. It is already gone when you open the banking app. That is the point. Year 5. $10,950 contributed. Balance $13,847. You are 30 years old. You have $13,847 in an investment account that started with $4. The $2,897 difference between contributions and balance is the market working on your behalf for 5 years. Nearly $3,000 generated by consistency and time and the daily decision to redirect before spending. You sit with this number on a Sunday morning, not because it is a large number, it isn't, not yet, but because of what it represents. You did not have a windfall. You did not have a high income. You did not make a brilliant trade or pick the right stock or time the market correctly. You made the same decision every single day for 5 years. Automated, silent, before the coffee, before the gas station, before the vending machine. The Roth IRA now holds $6,200. Total invested across both accounts, approximately $20,000. You have built $20,000 from $4 a day and $100 a month, and time. The number is real. It is in accounts with your name on them. It is yours. What the coworker is doing. He is not doing nothing. He is working hard. He is living his life. He went on a trip to Mexico in February that cost $2,300 on a card he is still paying off. He leased a new car last spring. The payment is $389 a month. He has a savings account with $800 in it that he has been meaning to grow since last year. He is functional. He is not building. You are not better than him. You made one decision he didn't make. You automated $4 before the day could spend it. That decision has been compounding for 5 years. His non-decision has been compounding too, in the other direction. Silently, without drama, the way all compounding works. Year 10, $21,900 contributed. Balance $35,640. The gap between what you have put in and what the balance shows is now $13,740. $13,740 generated by the market working on your $4 a day for a decade. More than 9 years of contributions, produced entirely by the compounding of previous contributions. You are 35. The daily transfer is now $8. It has increased incrementally over 10 years, never dramatically, always by the smallest comfortable amount when you found it. The Roth IRA contribution is $250 a month. Total monthly investment between the two, $490. You have built toward $500 a month without ever making the decision to invest $500 a month. You made the decision to invest $4 a day. The rest followed naturally as the habit expanded to fill the space available to it. The balance across both accounts, $35,640 brokerage, $22,800 Roth IRA, total $58,440. You think about the $4, the original $4, the medium coffee you didn't buy on day one. You do not know exactly which $4 it was. The coffee, the chips, the mobile game, it doesn't matter. What matters is that somewhere in the $58,440 sitting in two accounts with your name on them, the original $4 is still there, still compounding, still doing what the decision told it to do 10 years ago. The second rule: every dollar you automate before spending is a dollar that works every day for the rest of your life. Every dollar you spend first is gone. This sounds obvious. It is not obvious. If it were obvious, your coworker would have done it. The people in the vending machine line at 3 p.m. would have done it. The gas station would sell fewer bags of chips to people who weren't hungry. The obvious thing and the default thing are almost never the same thing. The default is to spend. The habit of automating before spending is not natural, and the only way to build it is to start with an amount so small that the friction of starting is lower than the friction of not starting. $4 is lower than the friction of not starting. That is why it's $4. Not because $4 changes your life, because starting changes your life. And $4 is how you start. Year 15. 32,850 contributed. Balance, 72,318. You are 40. The brokerage account holds 42,100. The Roth IRA holds 30,218. Total, 72,318. The gap between total contributions and total balance, 39,468. Nearly 40,000, generated by compounding over 15 years. More than your total contributions in the first 10 years, produced entirely by time and the market doing what markets do over long periods. Your daily transfer is 10 now, $10 a day. The Roth IRA gets $400 a month. Total monthly investment, $700. You have arrived at $700 a month, not by deciding to invest $700 a month, but by deciding to invest $4 a day and letting the habit grow at its own pace. You have not touched either account, not once, not the market correction in year 4 that dropped the balance by 1,100 and made you look at the app every morning for 2 weeks before you made yourself stop. Not the one in year 9 that was worse and lasted longer, and you didn't look at the app for 3 weeks because you had learned by then that looking doesn't help and not looking doesn't hurt. Not the month in year 12 when you had an unexpected expense and the $4 transfer felt like something you should pause, and you didn't pause it because pausing it would have required a decision, and the system was designed to require no decisions. The system has been running for 15 years, every day, before the coffee, before the gas station, before the vending machine, before the decision could be unmade. Year 20. $47,450 contributed. Balance, $136,700. You are 45. The number is $136,700. The gap between contributions and balance is $89,250. $89,000 generated by compounding. More than twice your total lifetime contributions. The machine is now contributing more than you are. The compounding has crossed the line where it is bigger than the input. This is the line everyone is trying to reach. You reached it with $4 a day. The Roth IRA, $54,300, tax-free. Every dollar in it will come out without a bill from the IRS. The brokerage, $82,400, total $136,700, from $4 a day. From one decision made on day one and automated and never unmade. You think about the coworker. You don't know what his balance is. You haven't worked together in 6 years, but you think about the lunch, the laugh, the cousin who made $40,000 on a crypto trade. You wonder if the trade held. You wonder if the coworker ever started. You hope he did. You don't know. You know your own number, $136,700, from $4 a day, from nothing remarkable except the daily decision not to let the day decide for you. Year 30. Balance $426,000. You are 55. You have contributed approximately $65,000 over 30 years. The balance is $426,000. The gap, $361,000. $361,000 generated by compounding, more than 5 times your lifetime contributions. The machine has been running longer than most marriages, longer than most careers, longer than the phone you used to download the app on day 1, which broke 2 years later and was replaced by 3 subsequent phones, none of which interrupted the $4 daily transfer, because the transfer was automated and automation doesn't care what phone you use. The Roth IRA alone, $168,000, tax-free, accessible in retirement, without a single dollar owed to anyone. The brokerage, $258,000, combined $426,000, from $4 a day, from the medium coffee you didn't buy 30 years ago, from the chips you didn't get at the gas station, from the mobile game upgrade you didn't make, from the vending machine you walked past at 3 p.m. on a Tuesday when you weren't hungry anyway. You are not rich. You are not the person at the financial seminar with the yacht story. You are the person who made the smallest possible decision every day for 30 years and let mathematics do the rest. The math did not care about your income. It did not care about your degree. It did not ask whether you had a plan or a vision or a financial advisor or a trust fund. Whether you showed up every day with $4 and left it alone, you showed up. The last rule: the best investment is the one you actually make, not the one you plan to make when the time is right, not the one you'll start next month when things settle down, not the one that requires a larger amount or a better understanding or a more stable life. The one you make today, with whatever you have today, which might be $4. It is always $4 somewhere. The coffee, the chips, the download, the vending machine. Something costs $4 today that did not need to be spent. That $4, automated into an index fund this morning, will be worth more money than you can intuitively picture 30 years from now. Not because of the $4, because of the 30 years. Because of the daily decision not to let the day decide, because of the automation that removed the decision from the equation entirely and replaced it with a system that runs whether you remember it or not, whether the market is up or down, whether you are paying attention or not. The coffee costs $4. The decision costs nothing. The outcome is $426,000. You already know which one you're going to choose.